Yes, Ndeo. So today, actually, me continue on my own assessment on where I think Joe made some errors. So as usual, anybody in there mention here are the original actors, and they are also witnesses. I don't need to keep their names. So I think it was in the year 2005 stroke 2006. Franca communicated with me and was lamenting that dia who JJ make a deal with Mike in Nigeria, who a business on JJ Nigeria. So Mike do pola dia nani ego. So probably that explained that ego and Mike Gigi renovate or Gigi complete ulea na Lagos. Or we go di Franca. And I don't know how much was involved, but I know from the look of the job that was carried out on that house at Shokoju Street, it wasn't cheap. So, ego ishishi. We always have its own consequences. On one hand, ego mano jiri a legitimate process already end. So, here we go and already complete his house. So Magwama Frankashia, the best you have to do is to make sure that at least you prove to your husband that it was not a plot between you and your senior brother. Because here the man, being that now somebody who wants to be our in-law, he the first impression, and then he's just coming to us trying to introduce himself as an in-law. Mike the kind of a person that he's ready to do anything for money. He doesn't care. So at least when that na only agla we stranger, we're not even from the same state. Who abroad law introduce one way as your in-law. You have to play some action of decency. But that is not Mike's own way of life. Mike the ready rishi. Man rishi tigani mefere urenga bama Mike for money, for even as cheap as 1,000 naira. Mike is ready to eat shit because of money. So this man will have never on a position on your limb and the omana that I am kilomo almost such a lomo everywhere. Organidi and I mean organidi help. Somebody when a member of the family can volunteer. Okay, operage na case ayane kaya mejla go for them to come to America or come to Canada or UK, any other place. But you started by stealing. Mike. So, and you don't expect that after that time, D. Franca got happy with her to be able to see that Ogodina Franca actually may on her own, Egypt of Mike. I don't think her husband is going to sanction that. Unless Magahan how long looking her far away from his own children. Because I would not want to allow the children of such a man to associate with my own family. Because the first impression matters. Mike created the wrong impression, and that is what he is known for. So back to and after that, when I think he said lawyer. I don't think it was settled because money will remain a debt until it is until the money is paid. Yeah, that money. I don't know how it's going to be, how it's going to connect with Ego Joe. But as far as Ego Joe is concerned, what I know is that me staying here in Europe and hustling, how long it must have taken to be able to save 1,000 euros. How much is the salary per hour? He got electricity bill, he got other utility bills, not any before you begin to save. Money when you can donkey years, you are not even able to save up that. Save up that kind of 43,000 euros. There are so many guys in UK, America, and all other places. I don't think they can boast of saving that kind of money. So I don't know how that money went to Joe. But the only thing I can say is that Joe as part of the syndicate of Mike na ndị Anambra, involvement nke Joe kwano, I don't know whether, but if not because na Joe bịa meeting m ma go kwenye ego nke m tara ahụhụ were kpama Joe n'aka share with, even though no na visa, but that was not, I mean, to get the visa is not the problem, but you need to, I mean, to save up money to buy ticket and then to be able to have some money in your pocket as BTA. So I gave him enough money to cover the expenses of the visa and then the ticket, and some money will be left for his BTA. So being that they are very, very satanic, devil-minded people, Joe bidoro, with Mike since 1986. It was supposed to be Mike's responsibility iji that now he puts Joe to go and learn Otejerahia, Morgano, go back to university, go and do something meaningful with your life. But Mike did not do it. Mike is supposed to be clean, onye di sincere with himself, onye obi ya dị ọcha. Chukwu dị nwanne m, biko ime na Chukwu gozie gị. Though this is supposed to be my responsibility to see that I set Joe up to be able to do something for him. I mean, to do something for his life. But ebe ọ na ime na ya Chukwu gozie gị, ọha ahụ papa anyị eji achị ihe ma wụlotu. Ebe ime na ya, may God bless you. Ebe ole shi nweta ego a Chukwu mena gị ya, ọ ga na-abawanye. Franca should call, Chinedu should call, Aike should call, but none of them, no reference, nothing, no clue. It was like something that Joe just came, collected that money quietly, and then left without letting his left hand to know what has happened. But emeghị m ya shemre na mia mmadụ, ọ Chineke ka mere na ya, inyosami adịkwana ama because onye na-agbaji ọsọ ya na-akpụji ogu shiadabukwala. There are certain things that needs to be done. Ndị Yoruba ya shi ko dami tutu sile onge wo mmiri juru oyi n'ala mara shige, you can be able to step on it. Only certain things that we do in our lives meaning that we have wet the ground. There are many ways that can wet the ground. Agam na-ejiri hogu na-ejiri hofo. Joe has, since Moya, or could have been to couple many. I hope you can amiashi, Joe Biku Gamajas or Medota. No, never. Munaga no kana since how many years? It's not possible. So Yauruma Egwa also Ara Oro a proceed from Egondanambra. Franca were entitled to collect it because Ndanambra Hunde, like as I said in one of my comments, Ndanambra Hunde sponsor Franca in university, sponsor Chinedu in university. Like I try to explain that now. From the year Chinedu Yiba University, Papa Nyalabu, Daga ya graduate here from university. Or he didn't return back to Radio Nigeria to be able to work again, to begin to save money, charge abroad. It's not possible. And Allah became easy. So Franca Nowea shouldn't have finished schooling. You didn't do anything. You didn't work with any company in Nigeria to Canada. So, and Mike is not ready. Mike is not that kind of a person that invests on travel. Go and do. No. Mike will not do it. Mike will not pay for anybody's education. Never. Apart from when he manage school. But any other person, Mike will never give money. Imagine Joe know with you from 1986 till Yapadoma Shea Jalabeke. Common evening classes, evening lesson. Common show the JJ may Joe introduce to somebody here, attach with this guy, begin to learn how to sell electronics. No, that will never happen. Mike will never do that. Oh, Yariela Nkwobi, Ngona Guda. He's satisfied. How to life Kade. The next thing, Yacho one years a little Mokano, Zoro Jeep, Regina. So that is it. So I didn't expect that Joe Monique struggle to save that money with what I know about Europe. I mean, only non-Europe here, I'm paying all the bills that is waiting for me. I'm going to put aside at the end of the month. But to be able to save 43,000 euro is not a joke. Only United States, then Britain, since 25 years, and when he get that kind of money. So I'm going to take a Joe. So Yaroma, if that be the case, Franca when he came I'm got that money. But I would share on to be able to repay for the money Mike is running from your husband. I don't know the connection, I don't know the arrangement between that money Joseph and then the ones Dia the one D Franca I mean onion to her husband. I mean onion to Mike. So I don't know the connection. So whatever may be the case, that may I may begin to count it as a settlement to that money. So if that be the case, there's nothing to worry about. But Joe should be able to ya lụma n'ụwa ọzọ ya saa anya mmiri. Shine your eyes. Miwu nwoke miwu nwanyị. Anybody bara in Europe begin the process of applying for asylum. What the person do is to seek a partner that will support or speed up that positive decision. Onye ọwụrụ nwoke ka chọrọ nwa nwanyị, nwanyị ahụ dịrị hala ime. It is enough reason, it is enough condition for that person to receive a positive decision. But you have to do this by staying away from home. You don't start communicating with people in the village. How much more devils like Mike? You don't go and start communicating with Mike and Franca. Start telling them about them. Your lawyer, telling your lawyer getting the next appointment. All these details is not supposed to be related back to somebody, in Nigeria. Life here, as far as survivor in Europe is concerned, it's like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You don't go communicating your details of procedures with somebody in the village. That was completely wrong. And the only one Mike asylum application he's not being successful because the first pregnancy is supposing to be enough for Joe to receive a positive decision long time ago. But ebe Mike azọkwasali okwu were padlock gbachie ya kala hụkwa back jeje discuss with him gbasara your finances ọrụ ma ịnweta ha ọrụ, how much were you able to save, what you plan to do with that money. You begin to narrate everything to Mike and Franca. You finish it. It was like you nailed your own coffin. So this was not something that was supposed to happen. And but upon Ilelanya, which was supposed to be a good plan, even that decision, a positive decision, Hanenyegi, is like this kind of money. You need to be able to begin to think about investing in Nigeria. Mama, you can decide to shift back. So there's nothing, I didn't see anything wrong in that. But Mike and Franca were not the best candidate for you to be able to put up that kind of a discussion with them. It was completely wrong. And in this way, Joe was a stark illiterate.